From the muddy jungle trails of Southeast Asia to the scorching runways of forward air bases, the Vietnam War was fought not just by soldiers, but by machines pushed to their absolute limits. Tanks struggled through rice paddies, helicopters rewrote the rules of warfare, trucks carried lifelines through ambush zones, and naval vessels projected American power deep inland. This conflict became a testing ground for modern military mobility. In this documentary, we examine every major US vehicle used during the Vietnam War, across land, air, and sea, exploring how these machines shaped tactics, strategy, and the future of warfare itself. Armored vehicles in Vietnam faced an environment they were never fully designed for. Dense jungles, narrow roads, and soft terrain challenged traditional armor doctrine, forcing adaptation under combat conditions. M48 pattern. The M48 was the primary US main battle tank in Vietnam. Armed with a 19mm gun, it provided direct fire support for infantry and defended fire bases. Though heavy and fuel-hungry, it proved effective against bunkers, fortified positions, and ambush sites. M41 Walker Bulldog, a lighter tank used early in the war, the M41 featured a 76mm gun and high mobility. Its lighter weight allowed easier movement on weak bridges and jungle roads. However, thin armor limited its survivability against mines and rockets. M113 Armored Personnel Carrier, one of the most iconic vehicles of the war, the M113 transported infantry while offering protection from small arms fire. It was frequently modified with additional armor and heavy machine guns, evolving into an improvised assault vehicle. M114 Reconnaissance Vehicle designed for scouting missions. The M114 was small and lightly armored. In Vietnam, it struggled with reliability and protection, limiting its operational success. M551 Sheridan, introduced later in the war, the Sheridan was a light air, droppable tank armed with a 152 Bori gun launcher. While innovative, it suffered from mechanical issues and vulnerability to mines, but offered valuable mobile firepower. M706 Commando, a wheeled armored vehicle used primarily by military police. It provided convoy escort, base defense, and urban security, especially during the Tet Offensive. Next, we turn to the wheeled vehicles that kept the war moving day and night. These machines formed the backbone of logistics, patrols, and troop movement across Vietnam's dangerous road networks. M151 MUTT's military utility tactical truck, the M151 replaced the W-era Jeep and became a standard light utility vehicle. It was used for patrols, command transport, and reconnaissance, though early versions had stability issues. M38 Jeep, an upgraded version of the W Jeep. The M38 served early in the conflict. It was simple, reliable, and widely used for liaison and light transport duties. M35 Deuce and a Half, this 2-ton cargo truck was essential to US logistics. It transported troops, ammunition, food, and fuel across hostile territory, often under constant threat of ambush. M54 5-ton truck larger than the M35, the M54 carried heavier loads and artillery pieces. It was a critical part of sustained operations in remote areas. M37-ton truck used for command, communications, and light cargo roles. The M37 was valued for its durability and versatility. Firepower in Vietnam relied heavily on mobile artillery and rocket systems. These vehicles allowed US forces to deliver overwhelming fire support even in isolated jungle locations. M109 self-propelled howitzer equipped with a 155mm cannon, the M19 provided long-range artillery support from protected positions. Its mobility allowed rapid repositioning between fire bases. M08 self-propelled howitzer A15 variant used earlier in the war. It offered quick response fire support but was eventually replaced by the more powerful M109. M110 self-propelled howitzer armed with a massive 23mm gun, the M110 delivered devastating firepower against fortified targets and enemy troop concentrations. MGR-1 Honest John, a rocket artillery system capable of delivering conventional or nuclear payloads. In Vietnam, it was used primarily as a deterrent and heavy fire support platform. Next, we enter the airspace that defined the Vietnam War more than any other conflict. Helicopters transformed how wars were fought, turning mobility and rapid insertion into decisive advantages. UH-1 Iroquois Huey, the most iconic vehicle of the Vietnam War, the Huey served as troop transport, medevac gunship, and command platform. Its versatility made air assault warfare possible. AH-1 Cobra, developed specifically as an attack helicopter, the Cobra provided armed escort for troop transports. Armed with rockets, grenades, and cannons, it delivered precise close air support. CH-47 Chinook, a heavy, lift helicopter capable of transporting troops, artillery, and vehicles. Its tandem, rotor design allowed operations in hot and high conditions. CH-54 Tara Skycrane, used for lifting heavy loads, including damaged aircraft and artillery. It played a crucial role in logistics and recovery missions. OH-6 Cayuse, a light observation helicopter used for reconnaissance and target marking. Its small size made it agile but vulnerable to ground fire. OSH-58 Kiowa introduced later in the war, the Kiowa performed scouting and light attack roles, expanding aerial surveillance capabilities. Next, we examine the fixed-wing aircraft that delivered firepower, air superiority, and strategic reach across Southeast Asia. F-4 Phantom Turret, a supersonic jet fighter used by the Air Force, Navy, and Marines. It performed air-to-air combat, bombing, and reconnaissance missions. F-105 Thunderchief, a high-speed strike aircraft used primarily for bombing missions over North Vietnam. It carried heavy payloads but suffered significant losses early in the war. A-4 Skyhawk, a compact carrier-based attack aircraft known for reliability and precision. It conducted thousands of strike missions from U.S. Navy carriers. A-6 Intruder, an all-weather attack aircraft capable of low-level night bombing. Its advanced avionics made it highly effective against defended targets. A-7 Corsair II, introduced later in the war, the A-7 combined accuracy, endurance, and payload capacity for close air support. B-52 Stratofortress, used in massive bombing campaigns such as Operation Linebacker II. It delivered overwhelming firepower through high-altitude carpet bombing. Intelligence and observation were critical in a war without clear front lines. These vehicles gathered data that shaped operations across the battlefield. OV-1 Mohawk, a twin-engine observation aircraft used for surveillance and target acquisition. It provided real-time intelligence to ground commanders. O-1 Bird Dog, a small propeller-driven aircraft used for artillery spotting and forward air control. O-2 Skymaster, an upgraded observation aircraft with improved performance and endurance. SR-71 Blackbird, though limited in use, the S-71 conducted high-altitude reconnaissance missions, gathering intelligence beyond the reach of enemy defenses. Next, we move to the rivers and coastlines where the U.S. Navy fought a unique and dangerous war. Control of waterways was essential in counterinsurgency operations. Patrol Boat River PBR, small, fast boats used to patrol inland waterways. They conducted interdiction, troop transport, and fire support missions. Swift Boat PCF coastal patrol craft used to stop enemy supply routes. They operated in shallow waters and supported special operations. Landing Craft Mechanized, LCM, used to transport troops and vehicles from ships to shore. Essential for amphibious operations and river crossings. Landing Craft Utility, LCU, larger landing craft capable of carrying heavy vehicles and supplies directly onto beaches or riverbanks. Finally, we examine the unsung vehicles that sustained the war effort behind the scenes. M88 Recovery Vehicle, used to recover damaged tanks and armored vehicles under combat conditions. M116 Wrecker, a heavy recovery truck used for vehicle repair and salvage operations. Fuel tanker trucks, specialized vehicles used to supply fuel to remote bases and airfields. Engineer bulldozers and graders, used to construct bases, roads, and airstrips under hostile conditions. From helicopters that redefined mobility to armored vehicles fighting through jungle terrain, every U.S. vehicle in the Vietnam War shaped modern warfare. Together, these machines forced new tactics, exposed limitations, and accelerated technological evolution, leaving a lasting impact on military